soul. I can feel it coming, troubles in the air. Oh my Lord, the light is going down and the week is here. Save my soul. Who's all with me? Who's all with me?
Everybody, I'm Larry Ridley, and this is the NFL on EA Sports. We're on to the divisional round now, 2 steps away from playing on the biggest stage in sports. It's the Beats going up against the Steelers. And with that, we'll send you up to the North Shore of Pittsburgh and Heinz Field by the Three Rivers as we headed over to our broadcasting team of Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Larry, EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the steel capital of the world, Pittsburgh, PA, and Heinz Field. Straight ahead, we punch the second of 2 tickets to the AFC title game, and we've got a great one in store between the Brooklyn Beats and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now they'll run it on the toss. And this defense feeling the encouragement. They stop him at the line of scrimmage on the first play of the afternoon. And the Buffet boys, the O-line, hopefully they're ready today.
Listen, you got to feed them first. But if you do, you usually get a great product out on the field. And when they play well, the quarterback can't wait to feed them afterwards.
And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And not a whole lot doing there as he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. And a look at the Steelers' defensive unit.
Bud Dupree came out of the University of Kentucky determined to let everyone know that they play football there as well as basketball. A terrific pass rusher off the edge.
This defense looking for an early stop. This is 3rd down and 6. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Flushed out right. Jordan Reed has it. And they convert on 3rd with a gain of 22.
Looked like the defense put pretty good pressure on him, but he's able to flush out to his right to try and evade people. On the run, had to get on his horse. Still accurately throws a nice pass for a 1st down.
They'll run it now out of the gun. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
2nd down following the run. And they'll go with the ground attack here. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. All week in practice, they stress grounding, pounding the football, and they really executed it well there to get the 1st down.
That usually means getting back to being physical in practice, because when you emphasize pounding the football, it doesn't really come together unless you practice it the same way you're going to play it in the game. So that means more bodies, more pads, and a whole lot of popping last week, and they got it done in the game.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play there. 2nd down.
On that play, it was the defensive front that won the battle. They out-leveraged the offensive line, got into the backfield, and held him to no gain.
And they'll go ground game here with the tailback. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. They'll lose a yard, and it brings up 3rd.
let's just go ahead and go back through that play with his eyes, because he's got to read his keys. Runner pass right off the top. You're probably going to read an offensive lineman to see if he sets up in pass protection, or if he fires out for a running play. The next thing is you're going to check and see what the back's going to do, and if he ends up with the football, okay, now you got to check and see. Does an offensive lineman come downfield and try and block you? Are you going to try to elude it? Are you going to take him on and hold your spot? What are you going to do? In this case, didn't have to do any of that. Saw all of his keys, saw the play in front of him, and ran clean to the ball carrier and finished off the play.
And it appears they'll go for it here on 4th down. A big call on the game's opening drive.
Here we go now. Land it. No, check.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And he is going to lose yardage here. They come up short here on 4th down. And this crowd loves it as their guys hold on the opening drive. They come up with one running back. That's Bell. And they'll give it to him here. Le'Veon Bell. It's a foot race. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Le'Veon Bell, 67 yards. And the Steelers have taken a first-quarter lead. And he'll put it through to make it 7-0 Steelers. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. Now this offensive unit ready to see what they can do here. And last time out, went for it on 4th down, turned it over, gave them great field position, turned into 6 points, so they've got to recover here, Charles.
It's amazing what one decision can do in the chain of events, right? The decision to go for it on 4th down.
Caused all of that.
It caused every bit of it, but it showed confidence. Hey, I've got confidence in you guys. Go pick it up for them. Didn't happen. Also showed confidence in the defense. They didn't pick up their end of the bargain, so now they've got to come back out and start over and rebuild that confidence. So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
And they'll go on the ground. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive. So the run moves the chains, and here we go on 1st down.
Here we go now. Let's go.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll fight his way forward to about the 48-yard line. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Tough day. Tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there. Back to throw. He's going to float this one deep right side. And he's unable to grab it. Thought he might have had position. Couldn't hold on. 3rd down.
And when all else fails as a defender, when you're not there in the coverage, your best friend is exactly what we saw there. A big play shot taken by the offense. Unfortunately, it ended in a big drop.
And that's caught by Smith. Touchdown! A big play there. 52 yards. And his guys are an extra point away from tying this thing up. Good pass, clean catch, and a house call there on the fly route.
And not that much room to operate. So that tells you about his acceleration. We always talk about being able to go from 0 to 60 real fast. It took him less time than that to get to top speed and complete that play.
This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. And he probably should have stayed in the end zone as he'll muster a return up to only the 14-yard line. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. And they hit the home run last drive. One play on the ground all the way to the house. Now the defense, maybe they're expecting a run here.
Partner, I love your description because when we talk about hitting the home run, we're usually thinking about a passing play, aren't we? Something in the air, deep ball. But how about them just taking it big-time jaunt? Now if you're coming back out, now they've established this run game, the play-action pass could very well be open.
A 3-yard pickup on 2nd and 4. Now they'll need to convert here on 3rd and a little more than a yard. This offense has some speed, and certainly Martavis Bryant, he has some speed.
He has that, and he has size. That's what makes him so difficult to cover, because just when you think you have to play him one way, the other attribute kicks in. Martavis Bryant could be an all-star real soon.
Now Bell. And that one good for 16 yards and a first.
So this game's not very far along. He's already found the end zone once, and now he started this drive with another big gain, another first down run. I've got to wonder if I'm the defensive coordinator. What do I do in this situation? It's only the first quarter, but do I go ahead and sell out and try and slow him down and make him beat me another way?
And he'll be hit from behind and taken down. Jason Pierre-Paul in there to get him for sack number 9 now on the year. Bryant spread out to the right. On 2nd down, Roethlisberger. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. And we take a look at the starting lineup defensively.
Dominique Rodgers-Cromartie is one of those tall corners that fools you with his ability to change directions. DRC can play.
Incomplete pass on 2nd down. Let's see what the offense draws up here on 3rd. Now Ben on 3rd and long. And the catch made here by Marquise Lee. A gain of 19 and picking up the first.
And fits the exact right word. Over the middle, there's almost always traffic, so anytime you're a receiver in that area, you're not just focused on catching the football. You're wondering where the collision's going to come from, right? Because there's almost always someone there able to concentrate, catch it, and even added a little extra at the end with a short run. A 1-yard gain can look like a disaster. It all depends on how the game is going. Is it a series of 1-yard gains running the ball? If that's the case, you might have to start thinking about throwing it a little bit more. But if it's just the occasional 1-yard run, hey, congratulations to the defense. They won that one. Come back and get them the next time.
He's going to fire this thing deep right. And this is caught right along the sideline. What a job of keeping the toes in bounds there. And the 8th play on this drive coming up. Back with Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin. It's Steeler football to begin quarter number 2. And they're on the move here. They've got it 1st and 10. Now Roethlisberger going to hand to Bell. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
Okay, no score on that play, but this guy's been a touchdown machine all year long. You know they trust him with the football.
Now Roethlisberger to throw on 2nd down. That's going to be caught at the 10-yard line. And they'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for 3rd down. Well, clearly one of his advantages as a passer is his height, sit back in the pocket, fired over the middle. That makes things tougher defensively, doesn't it?
It really does, because your goal is to move the quarterback off his initial spot when he gets his drop back completed. But when you have that type of height, he can stay in there if he's willing to take the hits and just fire over the top, which saves him time and actually completes a play a little bit quicker than it normally does for a quarterback that has to slide and find open space to throw.
So now on 4th down, Chuck Pagano turns to the field goal unit here. From the right hash here, should be an easy one. And his kick is good. And they bump the lead up to 4 now at 10-6. And Charles, they get the field goal. Took him a dozen plays, though.
Work with me on this one. You know what I'm about to say, right? Bend but don't break. That's what came into play here for the defense. 12 plays were run out of. They only gave up 3 points. In a lot of ways, that's a win for the defense.
And now back out comes the offense. Last time they were out, they scored. Still trailing here, though, so some work to do.
but it's okay in terms of mindset. Because they scored the last time, they're not quite as worried about being down on the scoreboard because now their confidence is a little bit higher. They feel like they got something going, and they feel like they can attack again and put more points on the board.
Are you scoreboard watching if you're the offense, or are you just focused on this drive?
We wouldn't be telling the truth if we said that they didn't scoreboard watch. Everyone does it to some extent. But you've got to set it aside right now and just focus on this series. That'll take care of the scoreboard if they punch it into the end zone.
A gain of 6 there on first.
When you execute a drag or a crossing route really well and give them a chance to let it develop a little bit, you can gain some significant yardage hitting your tight end on that one.
He'll give it to him right up the gut. And he lost the football.
Wow. That ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. And on the ground they go with a running back. Trucks through him.
Oh, man, right through him.
And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And tough sledding. He'll get maybe a yard. Stop short of the 35. Stephon Tuitt, the one that got him down.
Well, I think we know by now that every run is not going to be broken and get all the way to the end zone. But these short ones still have their value. You can still set up your play action and throw the football. You control the clock because you have the ball and they don't. And often the physicality sets the tempo for the game.
And he picks up the first before he's taken down at the 29. It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains.
I don't know about you, but that almost felt like old-time football there. 3rd and 2 is not necessarily just a running down anymore. A lot of times they want to throw the ball. They went back to the roots and powered forward and got the first down.
Here's a carry now for Keith Marshall. Cuts it out here, left sideline. And he will take this one in for a touchdown. Keith Marshall, 29 yards. And his guys have taken the lead.
Well, partner, that was another explosive run. And one thing I've learned in our time in this game, yes, the offensive line has to get a lot of credit. But for big runs to occur, the wide receivers have to block well downfield.
And then you have to have a good guy carrying the ball too, right?
Oh, without a doubt. You need that difference maker lugging the rock.
This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll probably wish he reconsidered here. It'll cost him 10 yards now with a new rule as he's down at the 15-yard line. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point?
The kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him at contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him at contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
Toe bash.
I don't know about that.
Toe
Super toe.
Brown, the lone receiver, left. Here's Roethlisberger, able to get away.
That's why you keep the legs churning.
He's going to rifle one deep left side. Trying to get it there to Martavis Bryant. And now it's 3rd down.
On every offensive coordinator, every play caller sheet, they have about 5 or 6 plays per game that they call shot plays or big plays, and you don't get many opportunities to dial them up, and they just did, and they drop it with a great chance to make a big play. That's going to hurt.
And avoids the contact by sliding. The 12 yards that time and picking up the first. Back to the ground, this time with Bell. And room to run as he's up past the 35-yard line. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
This guy's well on his way now to a big game on the ground. It's another good run there. Puts him over the century mark in yardage, and we're still in the 2nd quarter.
On 2nd down, it's Bell. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. Just 4 yards on the pickup, but that's good enough to extend the drive.
so many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football. In that situation, that's almost a tendency breaker.
One receiver right, that's Brown. Now Roethlisberger on first down. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. So a pause here for us as well. Time to pay some bills. Back with more AFC playoff action after this timeout. And here comes play number 6 on this drive. Now a first down carry by Bell. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards. And it's 2nd and 2. And after the play on the ground, that brings up 2nd down here. They'll go again with Bell. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2. They'll try and run for it with Bell. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving.
On 3rd down, that's a good job of situational football and understanding where the first down marker was and getting there.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Some runs are blocked so well, you almost forget that someone has to carry the ball to gain the yardage. The leverage by the offensive line to create space up front, really well done.
And this seemingly endless drive continues. Now they'll throw it with Roethlisberger. And some room to roam now. And he slides to avoid the hit. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Bryant, the lone receiver, left. They'll throw on first down with Roethlisberger. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done.
Let's make this one simple. What a catch, especially the finishing part of getting his feet in bounds, toe tapping, and, of course, foot dragging.
A little tapestry, if you will.
Oh, I like it.
Now Ruff, and he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. Marquise Lee, a 5-yard touchdown. And the Steelers are going to retake the lead.
And while that touchdown does not give them an insurmountable lead, it's still a lead, and that always feels good to a team.
They'd love to take that into the lockers, but a little time left on that clock, so some work to do.
I like that. I like how you're guarding against a letdown there.
Marty looking forward.
Coaching them up from right up here in the booth.
Here's the Steelers kick team as they'll boot this one away. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. And he'll probably wish he reconsidered here. It'll cost him 10 yards now with a new rule as he's down at the 15-yard line. And here now the offense heading back out there. And the ball backed way up, so thinking with this amount of time on the clock, probably just sit on it, and we'll see these 2 teams go to the lockers.
Yeah, I don't think you want to overthink it in this situation. Either side of the...
Down the numbers. There he goes. And touchdown! A great play there in the final seconds of the first half. And his guys have once again taken the lead. And with that carry, he's already over 100 yards here in the first half.
And, partner, you know exactly what he's saying to his teammates right now, right? Especially to the play caller.
Give me the ball.
Again, and again, and again. It's not that heavy, sir. I'll take it.
Now, after the touchdown, here's Pat McAfee to kick. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And in hindsight, probably should have stayed where he was, as he'll only get back to the 16-yard line. Now the Steelers offense gets ready to get back onto the field. And you got to think, if this is anything other than just taking a knee, I'd be very surprised.
Yeah, they've got enough to talk about at the half. Why do anything else? Just get out of there.
Finding time. It's complete to Brown, right side. And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. So it's on to halftime in this AFC divisional round matchup, as we'll send you down to Orlando, where Larry Ridley has our EA Sports halftime report. Larry, both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. Fielded about a yard deep. And his guys are going to start their drive right at the 20-yard line. The Steeler offense now with a football first here to begin the third quarter. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works.
Really tough drive, but that run helped salvage something there because now there's something positive that came out of it. They got to see good blocking, good push by the offensive line, wide receivers trying to get involved, a good run by the back, and now maybe it'll be a catalyst for them to look at going forward, watching it on tape. Maybe they can keep incorporating that type of a run into their offense. It's funny, partner. Le'Veon Bell, when he came out of Michigan State, when I go back and look at my analysis of him and what my grades were for him, thought he was a big-time player, great potential, but I didn't know we were going to get this player. I was used to a big, solid, thick running back, but now I've got a full package, a guy who can do everything, as we just saw there, including breaking tackles.
But at the time, second-round pick in 2013, people probably wishing they'd taken him in the first. And for those worried about whether or not Le'Veon's explosiveness would return, I think we just had our answer.
ACL? What ACL? This guy's back running as if he were totally healthy and never had an issue.
And he is going to lose yardage here. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down.
So the myth has been shattered. Every cornerback in the league is not just a cover corner. Some of them will stick their nose in there and make plays exactly as we just saw there. A big loss suffered by the offense after that nice tackle.
That is caught. And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. Antonio Brown, a 9-yard touchdown grab. And the Steelers have once again taken the lead. And they'll get set here looking for the 2-point conversion. Roethlisberger looking to throw. And that is caught. Herman Moore. And he is not going to make it to the goal line. So the defense holds, and this remains a 5-point game. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. And last year, that would have been a net gain of 5 on the return. This year, he stopped where he would have been if he had taken a knee, and that's at the 25. A look at the offense now here, coming back out on the road for their first possession of the second half. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
They'll drop the throw. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 12 yards there as they move the chains.
And after that completion, you can understand why so many teams in the league are emphasizing speed on defense at every position. The tight ends have created so many tough matchups now. If you can't run with a tight end as a linebacker, this is going to be the result every time.
Back to throw now on first down. And he's got his man in stride, complete. That throw good for 4. It's second down. And they'll run it here. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. He lost 2 there, and it's third down.
Stephon Tua came out of Notre Dame as another one of those really tall defensive ends, and you just wondered, would they be able to have the leverage to bend and make plays? I think he just gave us an answer with that tackle.
He's got time in the pocket. He's going to air one out. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up fourth down. Here's Pat McAfee now. And surprisingly, this is the first punt of the game for either team.
Well, they went for the big play there, but that drop could really hurt their momentum.
And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. It's a 39-yard punt, 3 on the return. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. Pittsburgh's offense now heading back out onto the field. And it's a unit last drive that did it all on the ground, Charles.
And they controlled it from the interior. Big on big, right? Offensive lineman versus defensive lineman. But you know, in order to keep the football moving downfield, other people have to get involved as well. Your wide receivers, your tight ends, lead runners, anything that you have possible to get in front and keep the ball moving.
And now the defense may be looking out for a pass coming up. He'll rifle this one deep right side. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And his crew will take over at their own 45-yard line. So out now comes the offense back onto the field. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play. And he continues to pile up the yardage. That puts him over $150 now. And this defense has really had its problems trying to keep him contained.
They'll run it now out of the gun. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
Well, Brandon, he's had a great day, and sometimes that just happens. It is the NFL. They will make some plays against you.
They'll set up to throw. And he's going to go down. They get to him back at the 40. It'll be a loss of only a couple on the sack, but now it'll bring up third down. And we say it all the time, have to be able to get rid of the ball sooner than that.
You have to help your offensive line out. They're going to protect you as best they can. And if you're getting 3 to 5 seconds to throw the ball, they're doing a really nice job. But when you hold it and give up a sack, you're really almost discrediting their work.
Now on third and long, and pressure coming, and they got him once again. It'll be a sack and a loss of 3, but more importantly, it brings up fourth down.
Brandon, what I remember most about playing with guys who knew how to rush the passer, they would just tell you, just cover people for me, just long enough for me to get there. And that's exactly what happened on that play.
So on trots the field goal unit, and wow, this is going to be a challenge here. They spot it on the midfield stripe, so it is a 60-yard attempt here. And some space here. Past the 20. And he's in for 6 and a Steeler touchdown. Their dangerous wide receiver taking it in. And the Steelers are going to add on to their lead. And that is obviously the danger, Charles, of a long field goal attempt.
And what teams are doing now is not just putting their field goal block unit on, They may change it out and go punt return because you have better guys on the field who are able to stay on their feet and block in case that kick is missed. And that's what we saw there, the big return after the long missed field goal.
So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. And last year that would have been a net gain of 5 on the return. This year he stopped where he would have been if he had taken a knee, and that's at the 25. Now this offense ready to head back out there. And the last go-around for them, they tried that really, really long field goal, couldn't connect.
And in retrospect, I think a lot of people would say, well, why would you try one that long? You hurt yourself in field position. The ball comes out, there. That only helps the other team. But I look at it as maybe it's a double shot of confidence. Confident the kicker could make it. And even if he missed, confident in their defense that they could hold him.
See if they stay on the ground for second down. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Escape, and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Bud Dupree in there to get him for sack number 9 now on the year. And no matter what the situation, the O-line just hates that because they feel like they didn't protect little brother back there, right?
Man, that's just so difficult for them because just think about every single play. When you decide to throw the football, you're dealing with some of the best athletes on the planet. You talk about guys, if they weren't playing football, they'd be starting in the NBA at power forward. It's really a difficult task.
Back now in Pittsburgh as we're about ready to rock and roll for the 4th and final quarter. So after that big gain, let's see what else the offense has up its sleeve. And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And he'll cut it to the left sideline. It goes as a pickup of 23. And that enables him to also pick up the first.
Good, strong, explosive run that started inside, which means you've got to control those defensive linemen, the defensive tackles, the nose guards. Those guys have to be controlled. How about the offensive line, the job they just did?
Yeah, key that A-gap usually on those runs, right?
That's where it all starts because everyone wants to kind of control that area. It disrupts things from the defensive side and the offensive side. As we just saw, it opens up possibilities.
First down and 10 now for the offensive group. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And it'll be second and very short.
Well, coaches always talk about finding balance on offense. I don't think you get much more balance than this. Big-time run, big-time pass.
A 1-2 combination. Looked pretty good.
How about that? Let's see if they can continue to take that kind of a punch, though.
Back to throw here. Smith catches left side. It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks, allow other people to make tackles. And when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
And his throw is incomplete. This will be the 8th play of the drive. It's 3rd and 7. They'll give it to him right up the gut. No gain there on the play, and that's going to leave him with a 4th down.
But it was stopped on that play. We've had plenty of carries all afternoon. Every now and then the defense is going to win one, but I don't think they'll shy away from handing it to him the rest of the game.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. And that is incomplete. The fourth down pass play doesn't work out. And this Steeler defense able to come up with a stop. The Steelers offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. He's going to rifle one deep left side. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
There's no shyness there pushing the ball downfield, but I like the coverage on the play. In good position. And when you have a 50-50 ball, who's going to come down with it? I like the way they made the play. Came across and knocked it away.
On third down, Roethlisberger. A screen to Bell. And he's got room. And he picks up the first before he's taken down at the 29. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs.
And that pickup of a first down, that's going to leave a mark because they really needed to stop them there, didn't they?
So frustrating. Defensively, you're a play away from getting that football back here down late. Tough. Now
they've got to find a way to create a turnover or takeaway. Otherwise, this one will probably get away from them.
Brown, the lone receiver left. Roethlisberger. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked off by the linebacker, Sean Lee. And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line. Now this offense ready to take over again. They had a great drive going last time. They were moving the ball, and then all of a sudden it just stalled out. So we'll see what they can do here, Charles.
And it's always easy to second guess when you don't get it on a fourth down try. But they had to like the feeling that they had going on offense. They want to continue to see if they can capture that again on this drive and maybe get in the same position.
Yeah, and that's, I mean, like I said, they were moving the football. It's not like they went 4 and out, so I don't think it's a deal where the offense doesn't have confidence.
No, I agree with you totally on that one. If anything, they may have gained more confidence. Okay, they stopped us once. That's all right. Let's keep moving it. Make them do it again.
Jordan Reed was the intended target, and it's third down.
Got to give some credit there, able to hop up in the air and bat that one away. And that's frustrating for an offensive lineman because the only recourse is when he goes in the air to try and get some type of pop or a shove, hoping to bring his arms down.
And this one complete to Smith. 9 yards on the pickup there, and it keeps the drive alive. And in a 2-score game, obviously, every play, every third down, like we saw there, magnified, big pickup.
It was a huge pickup. What they really want, though, is to not even get to third down. They've got to back.
And he fires one that's intercepted. Room here to run. Shreds the tackle. There he goes, left side. And he brings this one back. It's a pick-6 for a Steeler touchdown. I don't know who all is to blame there, but I love seeing pick-6s.
Nothing like seeing someone pluck it out of the air and go the other way and see people try to change directions. Hard to do.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick-6. And now the kick is away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Out comes this offensive unit as they get set to take over here. And following the pick-6, and they have decent field position in throwing that pick-6. We'll see how they attack this drive.
And I think all you say to your guy is, listen, let's just take care of the football a little bit better. Make some better decisions on this drive, and they'll probably help him a little bit with maybe some really high percentage throws early to let him get settled back in.
But they told him, and they told us, they've got confidence. That's not a problem.
Yeah, not a problem at all. They just want to make sure they get things settled down a little bit for their offense and give their defense a little bit of a chance to rest.
He'll try again with the arm here on second down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. It'll go as a loss of 3 on the sack, and it brings up third down.
Okay, you know my bias is about to come out here. A lot of people think that the offense is just moving in the wrong direction. I'd say they're moving in the right direction because the defense is pushing them back.
Former defensive guy. Now, as a quarterback, 3rd and long, you really got to rally the troops here, don't you?
Yeah, you're doing a big way, and what else do you have to look out for? More pressure coming at you because it seems to be working pretty well. Well, he bounced up after taking a sack and took a shot downfield. I think a lot of us thought maybe he'd run draw in that situation instead. Tried to get all back in one play.
Yeah, 3rd and long, thought he needed the deep pass, couldn't connect it.
Maybe he was hoping for a penalty downfield to give him the yardage they needed.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And it is incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And boy, possession here turns over with the football already being in the red zone. The Steelers offense now, they head back onto the field. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I can hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities.
2nd down following the run. Brown, the lone receiver left. Roethlisberger now off the bootleg. Sliding out of the pocket. Got his man. It's caught for a Steelers touchdown. Ladarius Green from 13 yards out. And the Steelers find a way to stretch their lead. They had the lead in the 4th, but still passing. Finding the big target for the touchdown. Now that lead grows even more.
Everybody gets to join in the fun. You know, it doesn't have to just be the wide receivers catching touchdown passes. The tight end doesn't just have to do just the dirty work inside. He gets a chance to get into the end zone as well.
Here's the Steelers kick team as they'll boot this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. Now this offensive unit ready to see what they can do here. And last time this unit was out here, costly turnover, and then that turned into 6 points. They've got to make amends.
And how many times have we sat in meetings with coaches and they use the term complementary football? Offense take care of the defense, defense take care of the offense. That didn't happen on the last possession. This is a chance for them to pick themselves back up and help their team.
Yeah, we'll see if they can recoup and recover. And he'll be tackled at about the 35. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down. Time for a break. This one, all over but the shouting. We'll finish it after this. And after the play on the ground, that brings up 2nd down here. They'll come out in the pistol. And to give this time to the tailback. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. At 5 yards on the play there, the drive will continue.
And that's a nice pickup of a 1st down on that 2nd down run. And at that yardage gained, they can run that play on any down.
Again, we'll see the pistol here.
Where's 52? Watch 52.
Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. So they took a shot on 1st down, but couldn't connect.
One of the toughest things about playing defensive back is pattern reading, trying to figure out what they're doing. And on that one, they had the fly, just sending a guy downfield with the in route accompanying it, what people call a dagger route, trying to hit the guy underneath after the clear out. In this case, though, they're not able to get it done.
Yeah, they said forget the underneath route. They went for the guy on the fly, but as you said, incomplete. And that's one of his advantages of a passer, is now with his height, setting back there in the pocket, firing it over the middle, he can really see everything clearly.
It is, and I know that other quarterbacks get it done different ways, all right? You don't have to be his height to make a great play. But what he does is he takes away having to make those slide steps in the pocket to find angles to throw the ball through. He just throws right over the top of it because he can see everything, and sometimes that saves time and gets the ball to a receiver quicker.
And this is going to be caught? No, they say it's incomplete.
Out routes are always timing routes, and if the timing's off just a little bit, it can really throw off a play. It looked like he led him a little too much there.
Yeah, there was a fraction of a second because he caught it, just couldn't stay in bounds. And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. Eluding the pressure right. He's going to let it fly. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. They have the big lead here late. They protected their home turf well, didn't they?
They certainly did, partner. And just think about how good that feels, because every team has a goal when they start the year to win at home. All right, and sometimes you don't win all of them, but they managed to get that done today. Just think about your routine stays the same. Everything's familiar. You feel right going into the game, and they translated that into a win.
They did indeed. They protected the home field, and now the final stages. Here's Roethlisberger to throw. He'll buy some time right. He's going to let this go deep, back over the middle, and that'll be incomplete with 11 seconds remaining now. And he's certainly not a guy that drops that football very often.
Indeed, because that's a bit of a surprise. I know he's in the middle of some traffic and people, bodies all around him, but he usually has the focus to haul that one in.
Dorsett on the return. Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And there'll be time for maybe one final play before we hit 000.
Detroit!
Now a handoff here to his running back. And a minimal gain here as he's up to about the 47-yard line. A big...
Not today, baby. We're better than that. I bet you thought that I would lay down and die. Whoa, no. Demon things spitting in my cup all night long. Wheel your tongue at my throne of power. Oh, no. I never for a second thought that I was dead. Oh, no. I never for a second let you into
My second body cost a lot.